Beautiful, vibrant souls. It's been a minute and I apologize for my absence. I've been working a lot of extra hours and taking some time to adjust and figure out when and how I'll be able to continue readings. But I had a message that came through today I felt was very critical for someone to hear, and I wanted to make sure that I relayed that as immediately as soon as possible. Um, there is something that is on your mind that is holding you in this state of perpetual worry. You are held in this, you're just gripped by anxiety, and spirit knows and sees you. You're struggling to let this go, that this is something that you're very afraid of, but you must understand that that energy is going to hold you in that state. You have to let that energy go. You have to find a way to focus on not just the things that you can do, but have an optimistic view of what could happen. I need you to change the way that you're thinking about this. I need you to start affirming for yourself that things could work out better than you ever expected. Let the universe show you how good things can be. Let it surprise you. Let it show you miracles. Let it honor your space and the work that you've done by celebrating you. Let it give you something to scream in gratitude about. Let it do that by releasing your grip on this worry that you are holding so close to yourself like it's part of your identity. And instead, start thinking in terms of what that emperor would think of. I am grounded. I am safe. I am stable. I am wise. I have all the tools at my disposal, and I'm learning how to use them. I'm thinking in terms of solutions. I can solve problems, and they might be little tiny problems that might not solve the great big problem. But when I focus on all these things that I can focus on and all these things that I can fix, I start to envision and I start to feel possibilities that are beyond my wildest dreams. Spirit wants you to know that there are some things that cannot be delivered to you while you are in this state of panic and fear. While you are in this state of perpetual worry, you must let it go. You must recognize that the things that are within your control deserve your focus and attention and presence right now. And then there is an absolutely beautiful outcome waiting for you on the other side that is so much bigger than you ever thought possible. Hold that in your heart and affirm that for yourself now. Spirit is continuing with some powerful messages here. Remember that when we acknowledge another's accomplishments, we are honoring that within ourselves as well. You're not giving away your power by showing someone how you see them. You're seeing yourself in that same way. And when you start to make it a habit to acknowledge what others are accomplishing, you start to recognize what you're accomplishing. It makes it easier to compliment yourself. It makes it easier to give yourself credit, because that is going to shift your mind state to one of self criticism and self uh, hate speak, and turn it into one of self love. Start honoring others as well as yourself. Learn how to do that. Make that a priority for yourself. Now, we're going to go with this winter first because there are some gifts that are going to be bestowed to you. Spirit has asked me to share this with you. If you are not in the right mental state, you will not recognize these gifts. These gifts are sometimes unrecognizable because they don't necessarily perfectly match what you thought was going to happen for yourself. That doesn't mean that they aren't steps in the direction of what it is that you wanted. You have to trust that Spirit knows what you really want, and Spirit is going to guide you there, and it's going to give you the gifts that you need to prepare you for what it is that you're asking for. So sometimes these gifts come in the form of things that you don't quite understand. Sometimes it's very tiny, and you said, "Well, I said big." And Spirit says, "Okay, I'm handing you the ball. It's up to you to then make that make that effort, make that opportunity work for you." I'm passing you the ball so that you have an opportunity to take the shot. I can't make the shot for you. But just because I passed you the ball doesn't mean that that's all you're getting out of this. I passed you the ball because now you have the opportunity to do something. But are you willing to step outside of your comfort zone and do that? Are you going to stand there and dribble? Are you going to panic? Are you going to freeze up? Or are you going to take that window and take that shot? And instead of questioning whether or not you're capable of taking that shot, are you going to take that shot with confidence? I got this. I'm going to make this shot. I'm going to win the game. You have to decide what you're going to do with it. But what's not going to happen is you're not going to make that shot when you can't even talk nicely about yourself or other people. So there's a process here of shifting your mindset and claiming what you deserve. My decks were an absolute mess and they were both screaming at the same time. So what I pulled from these two decks is a message that is very much a moving it forward type of a message. But I want you to recognize Spirit sees you making these efforts and making these changes. And it is all this work that you're putting in that will allow you to appreciate and recognize the great gifts that you're being given. But I do feel that Spirit is saying that you are limiting your outlook, you're restricting yourself, and it's due to some past experiences or some past trauma that you maybe have not recognized. I'm hearing poverty trauma. So if you're not aware of what that is, poverty trauma is when we live in a state of perpetual lack of resources as young people. And when we get into a better place, we find it difficult to think that we can ever leave that state of living. So we start to hoard and be very conservative rather than celebrate and living in a state of abundance. We tend to kind of lock it in and become obsessive over our resources. We don't continually think about that stream of abundance coming towards us. Now we get to this place and maybe you manifested this better state for yourself and then you immediately went into that trauma pattern. So Spirit wants to advise you that it is something that you need to be aware of so that we can look at it differently in the future. Because yes, it takes time to get there. There is a sense of putting in that work and allowing yourself to reach a state where you have enough. And then once you get to that place, that's when you're supposed to enjoy it. You're supposed to recognize when you have enough, when you're not stressing over every last little thing, and you have enough. Take a deep breath, breathe, enjoy it, let yourself go. Let yourself have a little treat, a little sweet treat. Yeah, right? There is infinite opportunities for this to continue for you moving forward. It's not going to end. It's not going to be stripped for you. It's not going to disappear. It's yours. So think about what you can do with this down the road. Think about all of the wonderful changes in your life, all of the exciting opportunities that exist for you now. That's what Spirit wants you to focus on, not on the past, not on the experiences that forced you through this panic state to work on this, but everything that is possible for you